Today is July 11th, 2025. Today I went down to the Tuscarora Sheriff's, talked to him about my concealed carry license. Now I've not owned a gun for 4 years. Don't carry one, but it's nice to have in case you need it. Last time I went in there and they did my renewal, he said, the FBI thinks you probably need it. And he told me that the FBI needed to hide me in Canada or in Florida. Okay, they probably do. Not Florida, though. But I went down there and I talked to him about these crazy people. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm moving into your area. So you're going to end up inheriting the FBI case and the protective custody case. And I'm sorry, these people are doing this. He's like, you're kidding. And I showed him where Judge Peters got arrested in Florida, how they were at that giant mega church at Faith Family. All 3,000 people seen him, and how that, agent acted like a crazy occult person and got all that information on him, and went down and he got a lot of drug dealers off these people. Now, Officer Mark, Officer John, you probably need to have a talk with them, because I'll be moving down there next week. Now, we're going to put it this way to those people. I was at my community health, and there was nurses outside the hospital talking. They said somebody's been stealing documents from the hospital. They find one person in this hospital talking about somebody who's ever been seen here or treated for it. It's a 10-year federal sentence, and they will be arrested. They think somebody's stealing documents from the hospital. Where that idiot in my old apartment said he has my stolen medical records, he better not. Half my medical records, Officer Mark, are Dave's girlfriend. Okay? And the agent that was dating Michelle got out of Dave, that it was a girlfriend from before me. Had him marry me. So that she could use my insurance, get a job at my dad's factory. She could have free insurance. She was the one using my insurance, running up my medical bills in my name. And he could give her extra money, and that my whole marriage was a scam. Over half my medical records are hers, a girlfriend of Dave's. In August of 23, I know Officer Mark, you told a lady in Kohl's parking lot on a Tuesday that is documented and verified I was framed before, and it was a drug cartel. This Pete and the bill from Freemason, you consider cartel. And it's documented and verified another woman was using my insurance, and it was a medication error that made me sick before. Okay? I had an investigator outside my work last week. He was talking to someone. He said, where they mentioned a couple years ago they were afraid that occult paid off those doctors to kill me. And because it took another doctor to tell on them that it was the medication killing me. There was an investigator outside. He said, I really do believe that church paid those doctors to kill her. He said, because it was a toxin slowly building in her system, causing her to swell. Heart attacks, seizures. I've been looking it up. It was the doctors doing it. He said, I was wondering if where they were afraid that they paid them off to kill her, that they would try to get one of those paid off doctors to try to say something, but then we'd know they did pay them off. It wasn't just fraud or medical negligence. Okay? Now, I have never stayed in a state hospital. I have talked to Carl's attorney. Now, I work with the Department of Disability clients. It takes a stay in a state hospital. State hospital calls a court system. a judge has to rule you insane or incompetent. You get a guardian social worker and placed on disability. Until that happens, you are not found insane. Okay? It takes a stay in a state hospital. I talked to an attorney, it does. I've never been in a state hospital. Never had a competency hearing, don't have a guardian, don't have a social worker, I'm not on disability. But if these people want to say I've been disabled for 30 years and Department of Disability owes me like $500,000, I am poor, I will take the money. I have no pride. If they're going to be stupid, I'm going to be stupid back. Now, where they said in October of 23, Menchie's in Canton, there was a guy sitting at a table. He said, there's another murder plot. They're going to try to make sure she can't carry a gun again and they can show up and kill her. It's another murder plot. I overheard it. It was around October 16 of 23. Okay. Well, July 8th or 9th of 24, 9:10 in the morning, Altman Billing Department. They had called me and said my car didn't work. Well, I just used it at McDonald's. I'm in the drive-thru. I said, let me pull over. Okay. Said, I could hear the guy in the background. I called and I ordered those men to come here. I paid for them to show up here. I pay people to follow around and do things to her. I know she only carried a gun because Dave was controlling, and when I get done with her, she won't be able to carry a gun again. It was him. People in Akron showed up. Said, now this is funny, the guy that was in that hospital was telling everybody he's the agent over a case. It's either that Will Bill guy or that Pete. See, that's where they have said, well, that attorney had one of his doctor friends pull our medical records. That is a 10-year federal sentence. It's right on Google. If you pull somebody's medical records without their signed consent, it's a HIPAA and a Privacy Act. It is a 10-year federal sentence. I will own them and the person that released it to them. I will get attorneys and I will sue like hell. And we're talking bar associations, getting a hold of that attorney's office, medical board pulling that doctor's license. And see, that's where those nurses were saying somebody's stealing documents from the hospital. And it's a 10-year federal prison sentence. I find out you actually did that, I will own you. I will sue you, and I will make it public. Do we understand each other? Where they say, Judge Pete is not real. Like they said in March or April last year, Walmart 62, they made up retired Judge Pete from the Ravenna Courthouse. The real judge that was retired was Judge Peters from Florida, the drug cartel human traffickers. He's made up. He's not friends with Ludick. That's why nobody knew who he was. Oh, he's got cops that work for him. No, he's got drug dealers. No retired judge can pull your medical record. Neither can the cops. They can't look you up. They can't have someone look you up. It's under the Act of Privacy. These people live in the twilight world of we can do whatever we want to anyone. No, you can't. I will own you. See, I don't care if Dave's girlfriend went in and clucked like a chicken and ate birdseed. She still did not stay in a state hospital because I was never called to a competency hearing. Never had one. Don't have a guardian, don't have a social worker, and I'm not on disability. And I never stayed in a state hospital. And that's the only thing that can find you insane. Mental illness and mental insanity is not curable. So where you say you have my medical records, I'd like to know who gave them to you. Who pulled them for you? Because you're all going to federal prison for this one. Like they said, they're all going to go to federal jail for that one. That is a 10-year federal prison. And I can sue whatever hospital for millions of dollars for HIPAA and Privacy Acts. Millions of dollars. The doctor that pulled him, you will never have a license again. The attorney that they work for. And we're talking federal prison. Where they say retired Judge Pete has your medical records. He can prove this. Where's he at? And who got him for him? Half my medical records are Dave's girlfriends. The FBI and that agent that was dating Michelle got it out of Dave that a girlfriend from before me made him marry me so that he could get a job at my dad's factory. She'd have free insurance. And he could give her extra money. Half my medical records already documented by the police and the FBI are some other ladies. My brother knew of her. My mom knew of her. And every union rep in the committee, because we fought for insurance fraud, got stuck with the co-pays for 15 years. And here it is Dave's girlfriend at that time. Defrauded me for 15 years. Even had to shut down my credit. Now, mental insanity is not curable. Your brain is damaged. So where do you think you can just railroad somebody, defraud them, and then harm them? See, like they said, it's a big extortion ring. That retired Judge Pete is no retired judge. He's not friends with Ludick. He's a drug dealer. Get the idea? You don't have police that work for him. Retired judges don't have cops that work for them. They're retired. They're drug dealers. They're scamming everyone. And that attorney's office, where they said that attorney's office thought that I told the Tuscarora sheriff it's supposed to be some attorney's office, some guy named Bill from the Freemasons, some guy named Pete. And they're framing Judge Ludick up there. And they're framing the chief of police. I said, and they're running the biggest scam in the world. Now, you show up with medical records to the cops, they'll arrest you. That is federal prison. You stole documents. You have no right to even have them in your possession. That is federal prison. The FBI, in an extensive background check, for me to take my concealed carry course was gone about 10 days, passed me. They also passed me to be a state notary. You want to play? Why? Because mental illness isn't curable. Your brain's damaged. You can't say somebody was mentally ill and they're fine. It doesn't work that way. The brain is damaged. It's right on Google. It's not curable. Now, like I said, I don't care if Dave's girlfriend went into a doctor's office, clucked like a chicken, and ate birdseed. She still never stayed in a state hospital. See, that's where none of my doctors could even talk to these people. They couldn't say what they treated me for. It's a federal crime. I don't sign consent. They can't talk to them. I could own them. And the medical board will pull their license forever in $1.5 million fine. And 10 or more federal years in prison. Choose your words carefully. The Bar Association, I find out what attorney's office did it. Oh, you'll be disbarred. I'll have the news in front of you that you are cyber stalking people, drugging them for fake confessions, stealing medical records, committing federal crimes, selling and dispensing kiddie porn to little kids going potty, having people human trafficked, raped under drugs, drug confessions of people that don't know you. You want to play with me? I'll get CNN on your doorstep. 358 News, I'll have them all on your doorstep. I will have the Bar Association, the medical board, notified within a matter of minutes. You want to play with me? I ain't playing with you fools no more. We understand each other? You'll learn to leave. I'll be like Officer Mark. You'll learn to leave her alone. And you can take your another murder plot and shove it up your ass. Now, Officer John and Mark, I need you to call down the Stark County, or the Tuscarora Sheriffs. Have a nice long talk about how this big fraud scheme. Oh, I told them that the Stark County Prosecutor's Office already called it a fraud scheme. So if you want to go down there and say you know anything of my medical records, how would you know? Who told you? Who talked to you? Because they just bought themselves 10 years federal prison. And I'll make sure they get it. Because like those nurses at Mercy or at Altman Hospital when I walked out of my community health. They said someone's stealing documents from the hospital. They said if we get caught mentioning anyone that was seen here, what they were seen for, or treated, they said we will get 10 years federal prison. It's right on Google. Give me your names. That's all I want. Is names. I find out you mess with me. Who's doing it? And I will have you arrested and I will have you publicly destroyed in front of the media. And I will sue you for millions of dollars. I'm not playing with you fools no more. So your little retired Judge Pete crackhead impersonating a retired judge, framing Judge Ludick, and your fake police that are drug dealers? Huh? And Bill from the Freemason, that attorney's office, wasn't Dave's divorce attorney's office, was it? Connected into him? Because that'd be horrible. There was some guy in Maslin that was helping him. They all complained about him. Showed up December 18th, 24. They said that was him in Walmart 62. Feels bad about everything. You feel bad? Watch the rape and torture. July to September 19. Now, you know, after that thing in July, at the billing department of Altman Hospital, people showed up in Akron. They said that that guy that was in that office, in that hospital, is telling people he's the agent over a case. None of this is funny. He's not the agent over my case. He ordered the drug cartel to come here. Got it? He's the one that cost thousands and thousands of lives here in Ohio, and he needs to be prosecuted for every life that was lost. And to the human traffickers, our safe little Ohio. Think how dangerous it's become and how many bad people are here now because of him. These people need to stop. And I'm telling you, you say you have my medical records. You try to show them to a cop, I'll tell you what are they supposed to do? Arrest you. And I find out who you are, I will make sure you're publicly destroyed. You want to think you can do this to me? I'll get the news media after you. I will get the Bar Association and the medical board, and I will sue everybody for every dime they have, and I'll make sure you're prosecuted to the limits. Those kind of abuse attorneys work on commission. Get the idea. I'm not playing with you fools no more. You will leave me alone. That life of peace you promised me, FBI Agent John, sometimes you gotta fight for it yourself. Now, Officer Mark, Officer John, I need you to make some phone calls, please. Please. Okay.